Hey guys, welcome back to the CNJ show, and I got my favorite gin and juice here and my sister Neek, and we hope that you guys are having a good day today. Let's get into this video. Now we will be talking about Leandria Jhonson in her interview on the Isaac show, okay? Curry show. Now listen, I want to get this out the way because we're going to address certain things. One thing I can say is this: I am very disappointed in Leandria in this interview for these reasons alone, okay? I understand you have an issue, you have a problem, you're dealing with it, and you are trying, okay? And I only can give you a hand clap for the effort that you're trying to be clean. You don't want to drink, you don't want to do this, okay? Now, in the other hand, I truly feel, honey, me personally, the cussing was just a little too much. You could have not said it. You was aware that you're cussing. You was very aware. I feel as if as a top-notch Christian that you want to be, okay? And there's different stages of Christianity, okay? And we understand this in this religion here. This is the only religion that we can kind of play around with. We can say what we want to say, do what we want to do, and say we don't have to go to church and we don't have to listen to pastors. We don't have to give the money. We don't have to do anything. Let's just change it. We can do whatever it is that we want to do, okay? And that's just how that goes. It's only in this religion here that we don't really have rules, okay? The rules are being broken here all day, because some of them just don't make no sense anyhow. But further along here, I feel cursing is something you could avoid. That was something you didn't have to do because you just didn't curse once. To me, the biggest curse words are the F and the S word. The lightest ones is the D word, and we got the heaven and the hell. You made sure that you said all of them. And to give you this great reminder, you even said your daughter is looking at you like, Ma, you done said one too many. Could you kind of stop? And you still went on. Your brother got on the stage towards the ending, whatever he was saying. And he kind of was trying towards the end to kind of like, okay, yeah, because this is just, but she's going to be doing, because she knows and different things like that, And, your atmosphere began to change. And you are hurt. I understand that. You are hurt. You are broken. There's a lot of things that have happened to you, and you have not come to terms with those things. You have lost your brother that is dear to you, and I understand what you're going through with that. You're not going to, while you're living, see him again. Be able to hold his hand, have a conversation, laugh, do the things that you two love to do. This was your support system. This was your backbone. This was the one that kept you in line and can get you to see certain things. And I do too understand that. I too lost a best friend, 2022. And I, you try to deal with it the best way that you know how. And honestly, the days go on, and that's just what that is. And you hope for better days, and yes, you do to get them. And then you have some days where you just really sit there and tell yourself, like, okay, I wish I can call. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to reverse things and grab that phone and be like, no, I just got to. I gotta go to her house. I got to do something. It doesn't matter what I say I gotta do. I know it can never happen. And so you're dealing with that, and I understand that. I do. But I also understand being a preacher's kid and having certain Christian parents or pastors, when you are a pastor's kid, having to live this life where people is judging them, and of course they're gonna judge you. You can't do anything. I can identify with that. I did not have I didn't have a set of parents that were, preachers and different things like that. But my mom, this woman of God, believing God, went to church faithfully, and went to Bible study, and we could not do anything. It was the most boringest life in the world to be a Christian, and being young as a child back then. It was a lot. It was a lot, because for us, one, you go to church, and yes, we had Sunday school, and that was all we had. We didn't have no service where it was like, okay, now we need to take the kids out and put the kids inside of their own little church, take them away from the adults so they don't have to really hear certain things. Because I can't tell you, their revelation at my church at the time, my pastor was talking about revelation every other Sunday, and he's coming back, and will you be ready? And I just was so scared, because I'm a child, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh Lord, I don't know how to swim. He already came with the water, right? So is he gonna burn us this time? He gonna light the whole world on fire? It's just so much that was going on. It just scared me. Everybody hooping and hollering and catching the Holy Ghost and that stuff. When you're a child, that used to just scare me, because my mom all, oh yes Lord, hallelujah, blah blah blah, jumping up and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't let her hit this spirit this week, because it's emotional. I don't know what's really going on. All I know is something is making my mom cry, and then I don't want to see this every time. So you as a child, you kind of don't understand the things that adults are talking about. You don't. And not only that, it's so many things that you are robbed from. I feel like, as far as in, listening to music. Now, my dad was not saved. So around my dad, it was okay if we listened to so-called blues at the time. My mom wasn't gonna play that. She wasn't having that. So the only time we can listen to the radio, 99 Jam, Top 105, and things like that, was when she was going to work or at Bible study. If she went to the grocery store, she wasn't going nowhere. This lady was not going nowhere. She didn't have no life outside of church. It was just us, church, in the grocery store, and go to a mall every once in a blue school. That was it. So you got one sister at the window trying to peek and look. Okay, hey, there she goes. She coming. You have that sister that's looking, being a watch out, while we sitting up here listening to whatever's on. Biggie, give me one more chance. You sitting up there, you listen to all of this stuff, and you're listening to this. This is how you can come back to try to feel like a child after hearing a little glimpse of something, hearing that little clip, and then you can go to school and be able to sing it with the rest of the kids to feel like you was a part of something. Because also it was telling you, okay, hey, they were judging your friends. Now, how are we judging middle school kids? We're judging middle school, high school kids to be who is going to be a good friend to follow behind. They're not into church, so you don't need to hang around nobody that ain't going to church, and it was so many things. So I can understand if you was robbed from a childhood. I often feel as if I was too, because there was so many things I didn't understand. So many things that was going on in hearing other kids do it, and I knew I could not do it at all. So that was an issue. But at the same time, we have that. So I get that. I understand something happened to you in your family when someone messed with you in a way. All these things are triggering issues and could point you down each in every wrong direction that you want it to go. But I want to say this. One thing you have control over. It's what you allow to come out your mouth and what you allow people to look at. Now, I don't know if you was truly totally sober with every being in your body just was sober. I don't know. You had your glasses on. Certain things, like the cussing and how you was feeling towards things. And I understand we don't put people in our business. We don't. And I get you. You don't put nobody's in their business. But you got to be able to understand something, okay? You see, I have to look at it like this. Right now, the Diddy case is going on. And even with the Diddy case, I don't see many people saying ooh and ah. And, you could be kind of shocked with certain stuff, but we know what kind of man he is. And when it comes down to Christian people doing things, I don't know if sometimes the world look at them as goody two shoes, or we're looking at you like you supposed to be the one that says, okay, live in me, Jesus. Have your way in me. This is what I want the world to see, because this is the only thing that I could do to duplicate what you've done to me to be a good source. And I gotta show this. Now, me showing this, yes, I am a flesh, and flesh is going to react. And it's hard when you are a Christian and you have addictions to certain things. And we all do. Whether it comes in food, drugs, sex, porn, lusting over this person, being this type of person. There's struggles in everybody. And I know the bigger people get exposed to those types of things. But I am so sorry, and I just want to say this. You did not have to sit there and curse and then have this attitude the way that you kind of had it and give it off that type of energy that you had. Because it's one thing that we're dealing with, because you have to deal with it, not us. You have to deal with the drinking, okay? And then you have something else you got to come back to terms and deal with. And it's dealing with yourself. And see, I notice everybody could deal with so many different problems. See, we don't mind dealing with everybody else's problems. And I can deal with this problem, and I can deal with this problem, and I can tell you what you need to do. You can tell me what I need to do. But honey, when it's time to deal with yourself, it becomes a problem. And see, the problem is, before you do it that it's wrong, but you say, okay, I'm going to do it anyway because it's what you did with the cursing. That wasn't a good light to me. Not if you're saying this is what I want to be, this is who I want to be. Now, if you want to, I want to also use this example. Country Wayne. Aunt D from TikTok. Rest in peace to her son, Chris. He just passed. Aunt D from TikTok. Whitney Houston. These three people I know love the Lord. And don't matter what they do, they're constantly saying it. Whitney Houston has been doing whatever she's been doing and saying how much she loved the Lord. And we know that she loved him. Is giving him praise here and there. And see, and I think that it's different when you don't say that I'm fully committed to wanting to live a certain lifestyle. I'm fully committed to saying that I want to be this Christian. Yes, I'm a Christian through religion. But do you want to be that man and woman of God? Do you truly want to accept the terms of saying I want to walk a new life and I want people to see me like this? I think that's different, because now I understand. You can be a Christian, you can be a good-hearted person, and you still can listen to secular music and not go to hell. Because at the end of every sin, whether you are a lover of yourself, Whether you have an addiction, whether you lie, fornicate, commit adultery, regardless of what you do, at the ending of your life term, God still got to judge your heart. And those things do not make you go to hell. People have to understand those things. Now, Leandra, I can't speak in terms of how you choose to act. And I know when you are Christians and when you have the uppity Christians and you do something, they don't want to be a part of you. They don't want to hang around you. They don't want to walk with you. They don't want to be seen with you. See, that's the old time Christians that's ignorant and don't understand and don't know anything. And I don't understand when it's man versus woman, how this thing go either. There's something else I don't get. Because, see, man versus woman, I'm realizing that the man, okay, I've seen the pastors being cheaters, cheating, getting other women pregnant, sleeping with men, touching the little ones. And guess what? The church still says, I'm not speaking on my pastor. We're going to keep that to ourselves. I don't want to really talk about that. Nah, we ain't going to be a part of that. We forgive them, because let us not throw that stone. We all have things. We can't keep picking up rocks and throwing the stones. We ain't gonna talk about my pastor. Oh, okay, we ain't gonna talk about him. But guess what? When it's a woman, we can drag it out just a little bit longer. Oh, she ain't for real, child. We ain't gotta bring her to the church. We ain't gotta hang around. We ain't gotta talk to her. Who is she? She just could sing. She don't deserve that God-given grace. Who is she? Now, she ain't a pastor. If she was a pastor, we'd forgive her. But she's not. I noticed that we this is the things that we do. But see, I sit in the front of the line and I say this. Hey, listen here. If you as a pastor, you're dead wrong. You are wrong. You just now, you're preaching to people. And while you're preaching, you're sitting up here doing the worldly acts. And then your congregation can say that, you know what, now I want to cover my preacher. Okay. Cover the preacher. But everybody else, we're gonna go the full distance with them. And it needs to stop. And I blame the women for this, because there's more women with opinions in the things that they see, and they let it go and drag it all out for the longest length of time. And it really do need to stop. But I want to end this with saying this. Leandra, nobody knows what you go through, honey. But you need to find a way to self-medicate on loving yourself, understanding the old you from the new you, and honestly saying to yourself, like, listen, I grew up as a Christian. I have a power. I have this anointed voice where I can shift the atmosphere. I can do a whole lot of things. And that's good. That's great. That's good. You can do these things. You can do it. But at the same exact time, I know I love the Lord and I'm a good person, but I also don't mind, because in the Bible it says it doesn't say you can't drink. I don't know what kind of drinks it is that people be out there doing, but it just says in the Bible, don't let the strong drink, paraphrasing it. Don't be like with a strong drink, meaning don't sit up there and get drunk to where you can't function and you don't know what you're doing, to where you make a big old fruitcake out of yourself. Okay? If you want to go and have a little wine and this is what you want to do, but you know that you got your good heart and you love the Lord, you love to sing, you love to go to church, you love to do these things, honey, go and do it. You'll get more respect, I guess, from the world like that, but at the end, God can only judge your heart. Because I truly think once you say that, okay, listen, I am this gospel singer, people look at you differently anyways. They go giving you titles, and when you break them, oh God, I thought she was, oh my God, what kind of life she's living? I thought that she's supposed to be this, don't she got a church? Ain't she like this? Oh, Father God, ain't not that here preacher. Look, she just all kind of backsliding, child. That's just her. Then she all on her knees with Marvin Sapp singing that song and saying that, okay, it was this prayer she had to remember. But why did she don't remember that prayer? She ain't remembering it, is she? Okay, and people gonna always have something to say, and we just have to deal with that. But I just think if you want to be a Kelly Price, if you want to be a Coco, they say, you know what, I want to sing gospel music. Sing it. It's nothing wrong with switching the albums. Snoop Dogg got a Christian album. Kanye West have one too. So if that's the case, do that, and then you can free yourself up from certain things. Now, yes, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Who knows what people going to say about you or what they're going to start doing. But that's not why you're doing it. I think that would be a whole lot better than you sitting up here and people judging you now from looking at you when you're drunk and then looking at you when you're supposed to be sober and you're cursing and you're doing. Now people can only think and only imagine, well, what else she doing? She got all this going on, okay? But we're not here to pass judgment, because I know, child, we gotta all go through things, and it hurts. I know that you're trying. You just gotta try a little bit harder, honey. But guys, look, let us know what you think about this, and we are out.